Welcome to B Movie. That starts with a hater body shaming a bee's outstanding physique, and Barry B. Benson getting ready for his bee graduation, where bees in this movie use honey for everything from food to lotion to lube, and have human-like infrastructures like buildings, roads, and cars, and he goes reckless driving to pick up his friend Adam for the graduation. He's like, I can't believe we're finally graduating, and Barry's like, yeah, I can't believe we have 3 days of grade school, 3 days of high school, 3 days of college, and 1 day I took off to go hitchhiking around the hive. Hold on a sec. Bees live anywhere between 30 to 60 days, which means, pessimistically speaking, over a third of this guy's life is already over. Just saying. They get to their graduation and celebrate for like 2 seconds, then immediately get briefed on joining the workforce, where they will choose one boring ass job in honeymaking to do for the rest of their life, which is something everyone is excited for except for Barry. Instead, it instills a sense of existential dread and like a midlife crisis into him. He talks to Adam about this after orientation, but he ain't worried, citing that there's nothing wrong with working for the rest of your life and that they're bees. They're the most perfectly functioning society on Earth. And Barry's like,
did you ever think that maybe things work a little too well around here?
That is one of the most entitled rich person living a cushy perfect life thing I've ever heard. I get that he feels purposeless and just another cog in the machine, but all I'm saying is there's less spoiled ways to say I don't want to live a boring life or whatever. They see the pollen jocks coming back into the hive. They're the ones that collect the nectar to make honey and spread pollen from flower to flower, so they're always covered in it, and also they're like the fucking cool guys of the hive and shit, you know, everybody wants to be them. Like Barry, he wishes to be like them, but you can't because you have to be bred to be a pollen jock. So some of the pollen lands on the boys, and it's like a status symbol, right? Having pollen on you is awesome. Chicks dig it. So they use this pollen to go flirt with their cousins. Do they understand that they're covered in flower cum right now? Doesn't matter. They pretend to be pollen jocks to smooth talk with the girls. Then some of the real pollen jocks come over to mess with them and dare Barry to come along with them tomorrow if he's so macho, and he considers it. And then next day, him and Adam go to pick out a job, and the recruiter there's like, a couple newbies, huh? And Adam's like, you got it, and waits for enough bees to die in the position he wants so he can get his preferred job. The line couple newbies, huh? Just so annoying because in a society where you work the same job till you fucking die, who else will be coming here other than new recruits, you fat fuck knuckle? Other than that, the whole dying of bee workers and freeing up of positions really fast is further proof that they know that their lives are short and that they die really fast in this movie. It's canon. It's a canon event, okay? Just keep that in mind for later. Moving on. Barry sneaks away and goes to take up the pollen jocks on their offer, signs a waiver that allows him to fly with them, and I hope there's a silent X somewhere in Barry B. Benson that allows him to sign his name with only an X. Anyway, they start their flappers and fly out the fucking hive through a tree into the sky, and he finds out that he is in the city of piss, New York City, specifically Central Park. They fly through it and find some flowers, land there, and suck up the nectar with their nectar slurpers, pollinate some other flowers by hand, then get attracted to moving flowers, aka tennis balls, but they are too stupid to know what they are. Go down there like, wow, what are these? They smell so nice, so fuzzy, so grabby. Fuck you, you can't tell me you have honey swimming pools, cars, know what hiking is, and are aware of what frisbees are, but you don't know what tennis balls are. Fuck you. Whatever. Barry lands on one, gets stuck to it, and lady picks it up and is unaware of his existence on it and plays a point of tennis with her boyfriend. They exchange a couple hits and Barry stays alive somehow through all of it. Then the boyfriend whiffs it out the fucking park and the ball lands in the grill of a moving car. Barry gets sucked into the fucking engine, into the combustion chamber, and doesn't die somehow, then floats out of a fucking exhaust leak and flies through the AC vents into the cabin, where the family inside freaks out and tries to kill him, while the dad panics on the road driving 185 kilometers an hour. What the fuck? Anyway, they crack the sunroof open, Barry escapes, and he tries to make it back to his hive, but it starts raining and bees can't fly in rain, so he seeks shelter and finds this window with flowers in it, so he goes over there, crash lands through the window, and lo and behold, the apartment belongs to the couple that was playing tennis. Kenneth closes the window, trapping Barry inside, who is confused by the glass, tries to get out like, what sorcery is this? Bro, no. No, you can't tell me you don't know what glass is. You have it in your cars, you store fucking honey in it, you have it in your test facilities. Same with the light he flies into thinking that it's the sun. You have lights in your fucking hive, Barry bitch Benson, you fucking liar. Anyway, like I said, he flies into the bulb thinking it's the sun, hits it and drops into the guac, almost gets eaten, but then Ken notices him and attempts to murder him with his fucking Tims, but Vanessa stops him, saves Barry, puts him in a glass, and rips Ken's brochure to slide underneath him, carrying him out, which he didn't need to do. The brochure is not big enough to fucking constitute that. You could have just folded it and not hurt Ken's feelings like that. Also, when she drops Barry into the flowers outside, she doesn't fully close the window, which is fucking retarded, because not only does that allow Barry to come in very easily again, but also she's the one that asked Ken to fully close the window just a minute ago. This bitch is dumb as hell. So dumb, in fact, she literally helped Barry sue the human race later on in this movie. Anyway, after the rain stopped, Barry decides to go inside and thank her for saving his life, breaking the biggest bee rule ever, which is not to talk to humans. He keeps hyping himself up to talk to her in the same volume that he eventually talks to her in, that she does not hear all the stuff before that. She only hears him initiate the conversation with her, which makes no sense, but regardless, he initiates the conversation. She freaks out a little bit, but takes the news of talking bees better than expected, invites him to have a chat over some coffee, and he's like, okay, I'll have some coffee. Oh, so now he knows what coffee is, although the only thing he ever ate in his whole fucking life is fucking honey. I hate when the movies do this, dog, like when the animal doesn't know what shit like glass is, but they know what coffee is, which in situations like this, I'm 99% sure they'd never fucking heard of. Whatever. They talk a bit on the rooftop. He tells her about his life and gets lost in her dreamy eyes. Then they shake hands and he goes back to his hive, tells Adam about what he did, that he's gonna delay picking a job again, and that he talked to a human woman and that he might be falling in love with her. Adam disapproves. Barry mopes around at home and does nothing. His parents disapprove of his lazy ass and not getting a job and shit. He takes a dive in the honey swimming pool, daydreams about Vanessa, almost drowns and gets out. Shouldn't the honey be more sticky and viscous than that, or do they water it down? Doesn't matter. He goes to see Vanessa again. They talk some more while she goes grocery shopping, and he sees that humans are selling their honey and he's disgusted disgusted by that they're working so hard on the honey and humans steal from them and sell it to each other and profit off their work and shit. There is no way in hell he's the first bee to find this out, but whatever. He's losing his shit and Vanessa's like, chill home. He's like, no bitch, and decides to get to the bottom of this and interrogates the guy who delivers the honey about who his supplier is, and the guy's pretty chill about the discovery of talking bees as well. Points him to the bee supply truck that is driving away. He catches up to it and ends up on its windshield with lots of other bugs. The driver operates the fucking wipers, launches him and Chris Rock Skeeto into the horn above, like on the roof of the car, that is somehow undisturbed by all the oncoming air, allowing them to have a full-on conversation on the road trip. I don't know if this is fucking possible. Maybe it's aerodynamically shaped to not let any air inside, although I fucking doubt it, but whatever. Chris gets onto an ambulance or blood donation truck. Barry continues on his journey and arrives at a bee farm, witnesses the atrocities that happened there, which to him must be like bee farm concentration camps, although I think I read somewhere when I was 10 that smoking them out doesn't really hurt the bees, but that was a long time ago and I don't fucking know what I'm talking about. So he watches the beekeeper smoke out a bunch of bees, then lands and is unaffected by the smoke right after they just got smoked out. He asks them if they're okay or not and why the hell they don't leave. They tell him that they're fine, that the effect doesn't last that long, and they had to move here because their queen got moved here. He's like, that's not a queen, that's a man and woman's clothes, that's a drag queen. Careful now, you can get in trouble for speaking obvious facts nowadays. He then continues to see all the evil humans collecting the honey that the bees works really hard for, snaps some pictures for evidence and shows it to his family who are initially in denial, then says he's gonna hurt the humans where it really matters, their money. And he makes headlines in the bee world and human world for suing the entirety of the human race. Why is he not getting into any trouble for talking to humans? I thought it was a big deal. Shouldn't he be in jail for that? Apparently no, they'll think it's a good idea and join in court to support him and show that bees can talk, revealing it to the whole world, not just one or two people now. And once again, everybody's pretty fucking chill about this discovery. What the hell? Also, before that, when Vanessa was helping him with legal proceedings, she made him a coffee and put a sugar cube in that coffee, and the sugar cube floats. Sugar cubes don't flow in coffee. Yes, I thought that was worth including in this video. Fuck you. I do what I want. Anyway, big bad fat ass food company lawyer comes to fight the case for the humans, and why the fuck is the font of this paper comic sans? Doesn't matter. They start arguing their cases or whatever, but it's more like they're roasting each other, like they're just animals, they can't really talk, this is all fake hologram shit. Humans are fat, greedy bastards that take advantage of the little guy. They're on steroids while you're a zoophile. Whoa, come on bro, it's 2007, uncool. Objection, your honor, people can't keep using come on bro, it's current year to justify dumbass behavior. Overruled, abstained, withheld, lawyer words. It keeps going on and on like that between them back and forth. The trial is big news everywhere, everybody's covering it. Hold on, Jarvis, back up and freeze frame. Alexa, duplicate and fast forward. Right there. Okay Google, enlarge, ChatGPT, enhance, Dora. He's right there. Swiper's right f***ing there, you dumb, blind, deaf Mexican child whore. So as usual with legal battles, it's taking forever. But if you look here, this newspaper is dated 2004, this 2005, and another one 2007. Which means it's been 3 whole years since the start of this lawsuit, and not Barry, not any of the other bees are f***ing dead. Are you having a fucking wank, mate? So while taking a break from the trial, or they're home from the trial that night, I don't fucking know, Ken notices that a fucking bee is being misused girl stealing his girlfriend. He tries to kill Barry in the bathroom by smacking him, lighting him on fire, drowning him in water, and flushing him down the shitter. Vanessa stops any other attempts on Barry's life and breaks up with Ken. Then the trial resumes with human lawyer questioning how Barry's parents are his parents at all if the queen gives birth to all of them, and that all of them are doing incest. I have 500 similar questions about this topic, but I'm gonna keep that gun holstered this time. He's doing all that in hopes to make at least one bee angry enough to sting his fat dump truck ass. Adam falls for that and stings him. Lawyer dude overplays the pain he's in to show how evil the bees are. Adam doesn't die from this and gets transferred to a human hospital for some reason, where they keep him alive and put a f***ing toy in his ass as a fake bee stinger now. I know some bees can survive stinging, but they made it very clear that they're not the type that does. Pretty sure they're the type that has their organs fall out their asshole once they sting someone, with a very low survival rate, so him being alive here is massive bullshit, but whatever. Dude describes the feeling of stinging to be similar to the feeling of nutting, and Butthead gets an idea on how to win the case from a bunch of smokers, goes into court with the fucking smoke gun they use on the bees, shows it to the court. He's like, why the hell are you being Hitler to bees? He didn't really say that, he actually played the race card, which is still kind of funny. They win the case, and here's what they get in the settlement. No more bee honey concentration camps, and all the honey goes back to the bees. They kill China leader Pooh Bear, or like, stop glorifying bears and become racist to bears or something. Stop using honey in all their products, and so on and so forth. And now that all the honey's going back to the bees, they have more honey that they could ever use in their life. They have a massive surplus of it, so they don't need to make any more, and shut down all the production of the honey and take a massive extended vacation for forever, which means that all the flowers and plants are wilting and dying because the bees are not pollinating anything, and that includes edible shit like fruits and vegetables, meaning all produce is fucked and they can't make more of it. Cows and stuff like that won't eat, not just humans, so all the world is fucked. Vanessa shows Barry the ripple effect of what bees not working had on the world, and he's like, shit, my bad. Then she goes off to Pasadena to see the last ever flower parade or competition, whatever. They moved it up to this weekend since they're all dying so fast, and this will probably be the last flower parade ever, so she's going to see it over there because she loves flowers. She's a florist, by the way. She takes a cab to go to the airport, and he gets another idea while she leaves and flies over to her cab to tell her about this idea and struggles to keep up while it fucking moves, and he asks her to ask the driver to slow down. He gets in there and slammed in there. I don't know why he didn't just move to the right while he was already keeping up with it, you fucking dumbass. Just move to the right and you'll be inside, you idiot. Whatever, the plan is to steal some of the flowers from the flower parade, flying back to New York City. He tells the bees to go working again. They take all the pollen from those flowers and pollinate Central Park and fix the world. Great plan, buddy, but wouldn't it be easier easier, smarter, and better overall to convince bees in Pasadena to start from there. You can still steal some flowers and bring back to New York if you want, but I'm just saying that would be way better, way more effective, and less risk because he calculates that they have just enough pollen to save the world on the flight back, which they wouldn't have to fucking calculate if they just start in Pasadena, but whatever. He doesn't do that. Instead, they fly over, sneak into the parade place, steal one of the floats, and take it over to the airport, shove the flowers into a plane, and head back to New York. And on the plane, they do the stupid bullshit calculation for having enough pollen to save the world. There's actually a load of bullshit that happened in this past sequence from them stealing the fucking flowers and flying them out to New York, but I'm gonna ignore it all because I can't be bothered to comment on it. So they're on the plane back to New York, right? And the pilot says they're gonna be delayed for a couple hours because of bad weather, but the flowers won't last that long. So Barry sneaks into the cockpit, knocks out the pilots, takes control of the plane, and flies it directly into... So Barry sneaks into the cockpit to talk to the pilots about that, but the main pilot freaks out from Bee in the cockpit and tries to kill it. In doing so, smacks the co-pilot unconscious. The co-pilot fucking smacks the big red button that says lifeboat, which inflates the lifeboat and knocks the main pilot out. Barry's in a pickle right now and makes an announcement for Vanessa to come up to the cockpit. He explains to her what happened. She gets into contact with air traffic control. He asks if there's anybody with flight experience on the fucking plane, and they say that Barry's on there. They start heading into really bad weather, like a storm cloud. Lightning strikes them, turns off autopilot. At this point, the Bee and Human News have gotten wind of this happening and heard a little speech that Barry made about how awesome bees are and that they should get back to work, and all the bees in his hive, and I'm guessing all the other hives in Central Park, flew out to that fucking plane because that's the only way this next part is even remotely possible. They fly out to the plane and go underneath it, take control of it instead of autopilot and help it from crashing into the ground. They approach the airport, cut the engines, and come in on bee power to land on a pulsating black and yellow flower that all the other bees that are not lifting the plane made for them to land on. They circle a bit like a fucking bee and then land. I guess with enough bees you can lift the whole planet, but what makes this impossible is that this plane is flying at 320-ish knots, which is over 600 kilometers an hour, and bees can only fly at a max speed of 40 kilometers an hour. Also, I'm not a pilot or anything, but I'm pretty sure there's no big red button in the fucking cockpit that is labeled life raft like that. Also, I'm pretty sure you switch off the engines from the switch panel up ahead, and I don't know why the fucking air traffic control didn't ask for anybody else other than a fucking bee that is on board that has flight experience and gave up immediately at Barry. Also, when all the other bees tell Barry to put it down on the blacktop, he says he can't see the runway, although he can clearly fucking see it. Also, I'm pretty sure this is not an accurate representation of what a plane radar in an air traffic control tower shows. Also, Barry keeps yelling at Vanessa to land the plane properly, although she is no longer in any fucking control at all, and he knows that full well because he asked her to cut the engines and go in on bee power. Fucking moron. I know I'm overthinking a fucking kids movie where bees sued the human race, but I can't fucking help it, okay? Now let's end this bitch. They land, drop out the flowers. Barry makes another speech about how awesome bees are and how they should get back to work, and earns himself a position as a pollen jock. The bees pick up pollen from the flowers, pollinate Central Park. It all gets fixed instantly, which I'm pretty sure is not how fast that works. Barry revives all Vanessa's flowers in her shop with his ray gun. All the bees get back to work. The humans return to profiting off of their fucking free labor, I guess. Barry opens a part-time law firm in Vanessa's shop to help other animals sue the human race. Didn't that fucker learn anything from his previous legal escapade? That fucking idiot. Plus, how the fuck is he still alive? Doesn't matter. Ken also cries because he's continually getting cucked by a fucking insect. This movie gets 5 Cinnabons out of 5,872,000 donuts.